What's up, guys? So these last videos have been pretty confusing and not in chronological order, really. Basically, I flew to Denver for my girlfriend's daughter's first birthday and hung out with them for the weekend. Now I'm in the airport getting ready to fly back to Houston, meet up with Aiden, and finish this chunk of the trip. So we're going to be on the road about another month and hit like the southern states up to about Tennessee. I think Tennessee will probably be our last one, I'm thinking, and then we'll go back home. And then we'll work for a few months to get money for the next chunk and let it warm up. And then, yeah, that's that. So basically, I don't know what I'm going to say in this video yet. So I think in this video I want to talk about mental illness and what that means for me, like how I deal with that. And if any of you have similar things or just things you want to talk about, I definitely want to be someone you can message either on Facebook. My email is in the description of my YouTube thing, and I do read and reply to all my YouTube comments. So any of those ways, if you feel like you just need to contact someone and you don't know who, I want to be there for anyone who is going through that. So for me, I think I've always kind of felt like depression and anxiety, like just kind of like, for me, anxiety is kind of like when you miss the last step of the stair, you think there's one more stair and you like fall a little bit and your like heart skips, but then that lasts for like hours or days. So that's like a really bad feeling, and then that leads to just like not wanting to do anything, because for me, it leads like to not wanting to do anything because you might mess it up. Yeah, so that leads to not wanting to do anything in fear of messing it up, or it not being enough, or it not bringing you the happiness that you want it to. And kind of what I do to combat that now is just acceptance. Like, I know that I will probably have anxiety and depression for the rest of my life, so I just accept it, and then somehow, like, just this feeling comes over, like, yeah, it sucks, but then you get through it. So it's kind of accepting that it's bad just makes it better instantly, which is just really cool. So that's what I do. It doesn't help 100% of the time, but it does help like a majority of the time. Most of my days are good days now. I'm not just like lying and saying that. Most of my days are good days. I do still have bad days, but they are few and far between. And I just have these like skills that I've built up to deal with the bad days. And then for me, the depression was just kind of like not wanting to do anything, not wanting to talk to anyone, or like I wouldn't get out of bed for days at a time, wouldn't eat or like drink a little bit of water. Like, so yeah, that's how that was for me. And I mean, it just kind of like once you do it for a little bit, you just feel more shitty about yourself and want to lay in bed more. And really the hardest part is that first step, getting out of bed. And so when that happens to me, like when I get in one of those moods where it's just like I don't want to do anything, I just like get out of bed. I just have to force myself. It's really hard at first. That first like second is really hard, and then you just do it and things just start getting easier. Just take small steps. That's what I've taught myself, is just baby steps, and you get a little bit better every single day. I've been doing this, like I've been working on myself with depression and anxiety for 4 or 5 years, and like every day I just take a little baby step. And looking back like 4 or 5 years ago, like things have changed so much, even though like day to day it doesn't necessarily seem like that. One of the big things that really changed all of this pretty quickly was sobriety for me. In my experience, I cannot work on myself and fix myself if I'm going to be self-medicating, which is what I chose to do. That was the easiest way to get through the day, was just coast through on substances. And yeah, there were, especially the first few weeks to a month were really hard. I had to start dealing with all those emotions by myself without that crutch there, and it was really hard. But now it's been 13 months, and I'm not gonna say it's easy, but it is like so much easier to deal with my emotions now, and like my bad days and stuff, that like I have no desire to want to go back to using. I still get the cravings, and part of my brain wants to go back, but logically, like, I know I don't want to, and that is a really big step. So that's cool. That's pretty much my biggest piece of advice, is if you're using a substance, even like, I'm obviously not an expert, but even like prescribed medication, I think, can be damaging. And if you feel like you can get better without it, I feel like that's a better option. But obviously, I don't know everything. I'm not a psychiatrist. Some people need medication. I've personally tried like 4 medications, and none of them really did much for me. So when I got sober, I just stopped taking my medicine too at the same time, I don't recommend that. I would recommend going to a doctor and figuring out how to get off it slowly, because I did suffer some bad side effects from that too, but I just wanted to just get off of substances. So yeah, basically I'm just kind of telling a little bit of my story with mental illness and sobriety, and I want to put it out there that if you feel like you need to talk to someone and you can't talk to anyone close in your life for whatever reason, and you just need to step out, I think it is pretty easy to like talk to strangers about this stuff, especially on the internet, because like I don't know who you are, so I can't like ridicule you or like not like you. I'm gonna accept you no matter what you send to me. If you're going through some shit, I've gone through a lot of shit, and I feel like that's one of my purposes in life, is to help other people go through shit. So yeah, please email me. It's in the description of my YouTube channel, or find me on Facebook, Jacob Marshall. I'll accept any friends. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope this video helps at least one person. If you want to reach out to someone you know, I think that's very helpful too. That's what saved my life. I truly believe that. And I feel like, yeah, just getting out of your own brain and getting your thoughts out into the universe in whatever way you want to do that, whether it be talking to a friend, a family member, a therapist, or an internet stranger who has gone through similar things. I think it is very helpful. So thank you for watching this video.